Hello and welcome to the Tavern Chat podcast, whatever. Actually, the podcast I probably won't see this for another day or two because this is bonus content. Tonight there will be a live stream with Rich and I. We are going to be doing Gamers Health. However, the Perfect Fiasco. Oh, not really the Perfect Fiasco. The Perfect RPG Fiasco came to a head yesterday, and Luke Crane, creator of the Burning Wheel, vice president, I believe, of community over at Kickstarter, formerly vice president of community over at Kickstarter, resigned. But it was kind of like those. He resigned because we were going to fire him, type of deal. Now, what happened? You can read the article over at Polygon. That's what I'm going to have up here. I'm going to just read bits of it and comment on it. Kickstarter vice president and head of community Luke Crane is departing the company after launching and quickly canceling a controversial game project. That was the Perfect RPG. And why was it controversial? Well, because Luke decided to spring an additional creator to the list of creators that wasn't on the initial preview page and wasn't on the I don't know what you would call it, the faux cover and faux back cover, the preview cover and back cover. He wasn't listed. He wasn't listed until the project launched, and he still wasn't listed on the graphics. He was only listed on a list that was reverse alphabetical by first name. So Kickstarter confirmed Crane's departure, which it described as a mutual decision. The project in question was a tabletop role-playing game collection titled The Perfect RPG. It launched on February 27th, and it was planned to include work by game designer Adam Koebel. Koebel, designer of Dungeon World. Huge game, right? I don't like it because if you're going to move. If you're not going to move, don't move, whatever. I don't like Dungeon World, but it's not why I don't like Adam Koebel. Really didn't know him from a hole in the wall, except that apparently in 2020 he broadcast a tabletop RPG scenario involving in-fiction sexual assault live on Twitch. Basically, what he did is he surprised his group of players, especially one female player who was the subject of this in-game, in-session rape scene, at least her character was, and how you would ever think that would go well for you blows my mind. In any case, that's the background for Adam Koebel. So Adam is apparently a friend of Luke Crane. Luke decided to sneak him into the project. He says it wasn't a sneak, and I'm going to read his statement after this. But there was a huge blowback once he got included in the project because other creators didn't want to work on a project with his name attached to it. You can't blame them, right? They don't want to be part of this bag of shit, and it was a bag of shit. So, what happened? He had to pull the project. He had to cancel it. The project was canceled. The full list of creators was removed with the following explanation: redacted to reduce future harassment. But he didn't remove the graphics. So you could still go to the Kickstarter page and for the Perfect RPG, and you can still see stuff on it. I'm not gonna. I don't want to lose my place because that's not. That you can go with the Perfect RPG. You might have trouble finding it. You might have to go look up Burning Wheel on Kickstarter, and then go from the link there. I had trouble finding it initially, maybe because it's a canceled one. I don't know. So here's going to be Luke's statement. Hello, this is from the 26th, which is yesterday, March 26, 2021. I apologize for such a long silence in the wake of the project launch last month. I've been in a lot of conversations and doing a lot of listening. I waited to post anything because I wanted to be sure to be as thoughtful and considered as possible. When we began the Perfect RPG project, my only goal was to launch a small collection of micro games designed by my friends and others whose work I respect in the community. Okay. Sounds fair enough. Now, by the way, when it launched, it was immediately a highlighted, projects that we love for Kickstarter. I personally think that should be against Kickstarter rules to highlight Kickstarters of their own staff, but that's an issue for Kickstarter. On the day it launched, while the project was falling apart, I did not fully understand what was at stake. Apparently, his job was at stake, and what had happened. In the shock of the moment, my communications were insensitive and desultory. Okay. So here and now, I wish to unequivocally apologize to you and everyone affected for the harm we've done to the community with this project. I'm going to use another big word. I'm going to use hubris. Luke is full of hubris, okay? He's run previous projects as a member of the Kickstarter staff where if you criticized or you had a negative comment about it in the comment section of the Kickstarter, he went and he canceled your pledge. And you were banned from it. You're no good. You're not part of this project. So it's hard for me to have sympathy for somebody who abused the system. But in any case, I thank you for sharing your opinions and feelings and know that I have violated the trust you placed in me. I am sincerely, deeply regretful. Is regret the same as being sorry? I don't know. In creating the project, I made a series of missteps and miscalculations that added up to a gross oversight on my part. No, you didn't, dude. You gamed the fucking system and it blew up in your face. So, again, this mealy wormed shit of an excuse of why it happened. Some people are out there going, well, he owns up to his stuff. No, this isn't falling on the sword. This is I made miscalculations. I misstepped. No, you went into this fully with the idea that you were going to mislead people. You misled the creators. Again, and the proof in the pudding is if you go to the page and you look at the mock-up of the book and you look at the names that are listed on the cover and you realize that Adam's name is not listed. Why would that be if he's the creator of Dungeon World? That's an important name to list, right? Because there was deception going around. But he's going to say there was none. Let me get to that. So I'd like to add some clarification around some of the particular points raised, and I hope that it will help the community as a whole move forward in a productive way. There was no deceit, deception, or bad faith in any of my actions around the project. You know what? I'll give him a bit of that he doesn't see what he did as deceit, deception, or bad faith. In his mind, I suspect, he was helping a friend who was unduly removed from the gaming community for an incident that was, just misunderstood, right? So there was that's it. I understand that I should have disclosed a participant list to all my contributors beforehand. And I feel terrible that my poor planning placed some creators in a difficult position. You feel bad because your project fell apart. If you could have snuck this through and people had stuck with it, you would not be apologizing. All right? Again, I don't think that Luke sees what he did as anything wrong. He just did what he felt he needed to do to move his agenda. Again, it's hubris. Likewise, with the unusual order in which contributors were listed, I was seeking to highlight the first creator on the list, who was my primary playtester for this project. Okay, so that's why you went alphabetical by first name, not last name, and reversed. Had nothing to do with that, put Adam's name at the bottom and hopefully wouldn't have stuck out much. Actually, would have been better stick him in the middle. Maybe it wouldn't have stuck out as much. But in any case, no, dude. I can't take you at your word. I'm not saying that you're lying. I'm saying I can't take you at your word based upon the evidence that we have. In hindsight, this was a poor idea. It came off as duplicitous. I can't even say the word. Duplicitous, for which I apologize. You think? The indie RPG community is close-knit and passionate. It is one of the things I've loved the most about being a member. I have worked for 20 years to build and advocate for this community and expand it past its roots. It is very much my life's work. to see it hurt through my actions has been devastating. Well, I'm going to tell you what's devastating: your wallet, because you had to resign or be fired from a job as vice president at Kickstarter. Can't be, had to pay well. And now you're an indie game creator who a lot of people are not going to be wanting to buy your games. Therefore, I am now doing my best to repair the harm I have caused and make restitution to anyone negatively affected by my actions. Again, when you write something like this, it tells me one of two things. One, you probably had a lawyer help you write it, because you are using words and making statements that appear conciliatory, but really don't admit to any bad faith actions. I'm just misunderstood. You're not misunderstood, dude. I recognize this statement reflects an as yet incomplete understanding of the impact of my actions, and only a start to making things right. I am actively looking for other ways to address the wrong I've done. To begin this process, I have reached out to all the contributors of the project, and I am in discussions with them, listening to their perspectives and asking for them for input. I hope that with their help and the help of the gaming community, I can demonstrate my continued commitment to building better games for all of us. Sincerely, Luke. Well, you'll have a lot of time to write games because you won't be working at Kickstarter. And again, why did Kickstarter remove him? Because bad publicity, right? I mean, what he did was bad enough that Kickstarter said, holy shit, this makes us look bad, right? And looking bad is never a good thing. So, the company's statement was, after discussion about what is best for Kickstarter and our team, we came to the mutual decision with Luke Crane for him to leave Kickstarter. So that was basically, if you don't resign, we will fire you. We recognize that many years of work Luke has done to help bring creative projects to life at Kickstarter, and we are committed to ensuring continued support for our team and for our backer and creator community through this moment of change. We're proud to have Anya Combs as a director of games outreach, who has been at the helm of that work for over a year now. We have the utmost confidence in dedication, creativity, and commitment she has consistently brought to her work with the Kickstarter games community. So, that is the update. That is the special bit here for YouTube. Like I said, this will go up on the podcast side, but it might not go up until Monday, I guess. So, the bonus to listen on YouTube, you get some of this stuff a little bit earlier. All right, folks. As always, be safe, be well, God bless, roll those dice, and I will talk to you all later today.